Hello, I am Baby Brown Angel and welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about chakras. I have been doing a study on my own chakras for a year now. I was doing chakra tests every month starting August, because that's when I was born. I was born in August last year, 2022, and here it is, August 2023. So I wanted to show how, the chakras fluctuated, because they do not stay the same, if you didn't know that. So let's talk about what are chakras. Chakras come from Hinduism, and they are energy centers throughout the body. There are said to be over 100, but there are 7 main ones that go along the spine. So it starts from the root and it goes up. Okay, these 7 main chakras correspond with different major organs throughout the body. I can get into that and what else goes into chakras, as in yoga poses, things to heal them, crystals, mudras and mantras, and essential oils. There's all kinds of different things that can help you heal your chakras. But what are chakras? Okay, so the 7 main chakras, there's going to be the first one, the root. Its actual name is Muladhara. It is red. So, it's going to be red, orange, yellow, green, all the way up. The root chakra is about feeling grounded and secure. Like I said, it's located at the base of the spine. Its affirmation is I am. So it would be I am grounded, I am secure. If your root chakra is underactive, you are going to be very fearful and very nervous a lot of the time. If this chakra is overactive, you tend to be very aggressive, very materialistic and greedy. What blocks this chakra is fear and guilt. And if you want to manifest, you want to make sure this chakra is open. Otherwise, your manifestations will not come true. So I already said the root chakra is at the base of the spine. Next is the sacral chakra, and that's going to be just below the belly button. So my belly button's right here in this crease. It'll be just right here. And its actual name is Svadhisthana. It is orange. The sacral chakra is about emotion and pleasure. If this chakra is underactive, you tend to lack a lot of emotions. You don't show them. You're not very expressive. You will know your sacral chakra will be overactive if you are extremely overly expressional overly emotional, or if you are hypersexual. What blocks this chakra is gender issues. If I didn't say before, its color is orange and its affirmation is I feel. So you would say, I feel emotion, I feel pleasure. Yes? Okay. On to the solar plexus. That is yellow. It is just above the, it's in the diaphragm actually. Its affirmation is I do. So the solar plexus is about self-esteem and how you assert yourself. Its actual name is Manipura, if I didn't say that before. You will know if it is underactive if you are very indecisive and timid, okay? You will know if it is overactive if you are very aggressive, okay? And what blocks this chakra is shame. After the solar plexus, we have the heart chakra, okay? It's located right in the middle of the chest. Its actual name is Anahata. It's green, and it is I love. That is the affirmation. You will know if it is underactive if you give people the cold shoulder very often, you're not forthcoming with your love and affection. And overactive if you are selfish with your love and how you give it. So, if you like to try and manipulate people for their love or for your love and this and that and the third, your heart chakra will be very, very low. The heart chakra is about love and compassion. And what blocks this chakra is grief. Next is the throat chakra. And I just want to tell you guys exactly where they are, because all of the diagrams that you'll see in Google Images, they'll just have these colors in specific spots, and it's just like, yeah, okay, you kind of know where they are, but I wanted to know the specifics, because I thought the throat chakra was the Adam's apple, you know, but it is in fact the thyroid, which is just below it. The throat chakra's actual name is Vishuddha. It is I speak, that is its affirmation. The throat chakra is self-expression. If you are shy and introverted, then your throat chakra is underactive, and if it is overactive, then you might talk too much and you don't hear people out. What blocks this chakra is lies. If you lie a lot, lie unnecessarily, lie just period, honestly, because if you lie, then that means you're not being your authentic self, and that's why you want to align your chakras to be your authentic self. I mean, again, they will fluctuate all the time, but let me stay on track. After the throat chakra is the third eye. It is located right in between your brows, like right in the middle of your brows. It is Ajna, and that means I see. That is its affirmation. The third eye chakra is for insight and intuition. If it is underactive, then you don't think for yourself. You are what people say, sheeple. And if it is overactive, you constantly live in your head and you fantasize excessively. And look, let me not get into it just yet. What blocks this chakra is illusion. And the last chakra of all is the crown, and that is just above the head. Just above it. Like this. This one is actually the hardest to say. So the crown's actual name is Sahasrara. Its actual name is Sahasrara, and its color is violet. And if I didn't say before, the third eye's color is indigo. The affirmation for the crown is I understand, or I know. That's what you'll usually find is I know, but I like I understand more. The crown chakra stands for wisdom. If it is underactive, you have a difficulty showing empathy and concern for others' viewpoints, okay? Like, you just don't care. You are closed in, you're boxed up, like your mind. And if it is overactive, you tend to over intellectualize, which I definitely was doing at a point in time too. It's very easy, or at least I felt like I was, but I don't think my chakra tests ever actually showed it. So it just shows how, you know, like what you may think you are and how you actually are not the same. It's not the same, you guys. You are what you do, not what you think. Because the brain, it's always going to try and do it's always on some shit, man. And what blocks this chakra is ego attachment. Now, on to the statistics. So this took me about 4 journals. The one I'm working on now, as well as 3 other ones. I journal a lot, but it really helped me understand why they were doing the what they were doing, you know? So let's start off. Here's the graphs. I'm gonna have them right here as well. So my root chakra, my solar plexus, those were the only ones that were underactive. Everything else was open. Let's see. I have so many notes, it's crazy. So excuse me if I have to look at them. I was very passive and indecisive, which doesn't mix too well with being very nitpicky, because I wasn't willing to fix things myself. And all of that was like, I was really depressed, okay? And I have ADHD, but now they say it's like inattentive or attentive, and I think whatever ADD originally was, I think it's attentive. So yeah, depression, anxiety, ADD, and I just like was stuck. all the time in one place. I struggle in between jobs, but you'll hear about that too. Yeah, I was also a people pleaser, and I was in many friend groups where I just didn't feel like I was actually cared about, and it took me a while to separate myself from those people. I was happy that I was being a little bit productive here and there. So I was working at Dunkin' Donuts at the time, and we also had roommates. Let me tell you, when I first met these roommates, I was so happy that I had finally found friends. I was so happy. Like, after like the first time we hung out with them, on the drive back, I was literally sobbing because I was like, I may have found people that are like me, like that I can be with. And now I actually find myself not even like being about what connected us together, you know, like DDLG. I'm not even really about that anymore. It's crazy. I guess I feel like that's also some healed things because I don't regress anymore. Wow. And like, I do find myself being childlike. So I guess I still regress, but it's not in a coping mechanism way. It's in a healed inner child way that I can express that part of me without, you know, all the yeah, I yeeted that ant so hard. Anyway, but yeah, they ended up being really toxic, the roommates, and we ended up having to kick them out. Yeah, because I was done trying to work with them. We weren't having them pay any type of rent. They weren't buying any groceries. I gave them money for laundry, and it wasn't out of like, oh, this is so you can like pay me back later on, you know? It was just out of the kindness of my heart. It was just out of the kindness of my heart, you guys, and I took advantage of it, which is probably why my heart chakra was at 6%. Like, it was so low because like it was just, I was being taken advantage of. My heart chakra was being taken advantage of. Yeah, they would seriously get upset that we asked them to clean the litter box. Like, they had cats too. We gave them cats, and then stuff happened and they were just like, we can't keep the cats. And I'm like, okay, well, do you want to come too? Because we got space in the house. And like, of course I asked him if he thought it was okay, and he was just like, yeah. It turns out he was doing it just for me, because I was like, when I say that I've always wanted a community of people that I can just really be at one myself with. Like, when I say that I cried so hard because I was so happy to have found people that I related to. Look. Yeah, I feel like I still kind of sort of struggle with an eating disorder, but it was really bad then. And my co-star, if you don't know what that app is, I love it. You tell it exactly when you were born, and it'll give you not only your sun sign, but your moon, rising. It'll give you your whole chart. So, but yeah, it would constantly say my routine is in pressure, obviously. Yeah, it was. I wasn't bathing every single day like I should have. Like, I wasn't taking care of myself. Just period. September, let's see how it looks on here. I believe it's worse. It's so much worse. Everything was underactive except for my crown chakra, and that was open in 6%. Wow, that's crazy. Excited that I stayed at the job at Dunkin' Donuts for at least 3 weeks. I did stay there longer, but I was like, wow, I've been here for 3 weeks, even though I hate this job. That's crazy. So I was like, woo woo. And if I wasn't at work, then I was watching Dragon Ball Z at this time. Throughout August, September, and October, I was watching like Dragon Ball Z, like the whole shebang. Not making the best out of my time because I was just watching TV all the time. Or if I wasn't watching TV, I was Grubhubbing and DoorDashing with Bryn, and I was just sitting in the passenger seat the whole time. I loved being a passenger princess. I miss it a lot. Yeah, I was super anxious, especially when we got in the vehicle. I was really anxious because of the roommates. Like, when you would go into that house, the air, like, the tension was so thick, you could cut it with scissors, blunt scissors. Like, they did not have to be sharp, they didn't have to be sharpened, blunt ass scissors, and it would cut through like butter. Okay, the cats were going absolutely crazy at the time. They were just like, there was just so much chaos in the house. Yeah, that transferred to when I was outside of the house too, and when I was going grub hubbing with Bryn. I've already been in like a good couple of car crashes, and so like I especially hate turns. I hate turns so much. Slow down during the turn, okay? There's no need to be, why are you going so fast, right? Like, just, don't you want to live to see another day? No? Like, I was depressed, but I still, like, I have things planned for my life, you know? And I feel like that's also what was able to get me through everything that I got through. Some people, they get depressed and they just give up completely on their dreams. I complained a lot, but I was just like, how am I supposed to do this? I don't even got that energy. In September, I also went to this friend's birthday celebration. And I had the nerve to tell them that I didn't feel like I was on their level. I don't know. I'm not friends with that person anymore. I don't even know how to explain it. I always felt like there was some sort of competition going on, and I'm like, I don't even want to compete. Look, it's not even like that. But, you know, people will really compete with you, even though I felt like I had nothing. What are the accomplishments comparison? Like, it felt like some people really just want to be you, and you're like, I didn't hang out with them as often because I felt like I just wasn't on their level. Like, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, and they were constantly trying to further their career, it always sounded like to me, you know? But you don't know what's actually going on in other people's lives. They could talk a lot of ish, but where's the, you know? Oh yeah, but I constantly had feelings that I felt like weren't my own, which also was like the jealousy. Like, I felt like it was projected onto me, and I didn't know how to discern. Like, I didn't know how to differentiate the feelings that people were projecting onto me, because I'm also an empath, and the feelings like that were my own. Obviously that created a lot of mental problems, because in my head I would talk myself in circles. I also didn't have good sleeping patterns at the time, and you know, it just a lot of not taking care of myself. I should have brought a fan out because it's friggin' hot. Next up is October. I was underactive in my root, my solar plexus, my heart, but I was open in everything else. So what was going on in October 2022? My chakras were doing a bit better. I was watching this one anime called Girlfriend on Crunchyroll, and it made me realize that, like, I still was making all types of lists and, like, pretty much like song lyrics, all of that, outside of my journals. Like, I would find like random pieces of copy paper that was just anywhere, and I would write on them, and then I wouldn't be able to find any of my like awesome ideas I had for something, or, you know. And that made me realize, like, the reason I started thinking about that was because I have a humongous list of anime that I've watched. And when people are like, oh, you've been watching anime, what kind of anime do you watch? And all of a sudden, my brain goes blank, absolutely blank. And I'm like, I can't find that anime list. So I wanted to write it down in my journals, because I'm like, why didn't I just do that before? I didn't actually have a journal, especially when I was living with my mom. It just didn't feel safe to like have one, because it didn't feel like it would be my own. Yeah, so I just kind of like, I yearned to be more neat. And I kept looking for security in around me instead of with myself, and that's why my root chakra wasn't healing the way I wanted it to, you know, because that was the constant chakra that would just never leave being underactive. I also had a really hard time speaking up for myself without sounding like I was being nagging or being a bitch. And I was always overreading people. I would literally read everything that everyone did. As soon as they shifted in one little way, I took note of it, and I was just like, oh, what's good? What's going on? I started feeling triggered, and that's really not okay. As you can see, just very insecure and very not on to November. That was the only month where I did not take my chakra test on time. After August 2022, I decided I was going to put all of my chakra tests in my calendar, but for Wednesday, even though I did the one on August Tuesday, which is crazy because it started August 16th, Tuesday, 2022, right? But it ended August 16th, Wednesday, 2023. I thought that was so crazy. I'm like, wow, I didn't even mean to do that. Literally did not mean to do that. Right on the new moon. I was feeling super, super needy at the time. I needed constant attention, constant reassurance, like this, you know? And it was, I was trying to, ow! Oh my God, I forgot that was in my hair, that hurt. And I was trying to get it all from one person, but that one person was also supporting us and constantly working. I wasn't being a very good partner. I really wasn't. And I try to be now. I try to be more active within the household. And I'm slowly getting better at it. I'm slowly yeah, before I was treated like a princess, but I was a depressed princess because I wasn't doing anything, but not because I didn't want to, just because I was depressed. I really, really, really didn't like being by myself, which is why I was constantly trying to find friends, and I constantly wanted attention from Bryn. And again, I didn't really have friends because all the friends I felt like I had were actually fake, and Bryn was just at work all the time. I also really didn't like the way I looked at the time. I didn't necessarily feel ugly, but I'm just I'm always natural, right? And I was I would just want to pop off. I want to go get my hair done, not just do my weave myself, because I'm still not very good at it. So when I'm done, first day, it's fresh, it looks like it's already a week old. But yeah, I was just I want to get my nail, I want acrylics, I want the weave, I want to pop off. I want to feel beautiful. And I still kind of actually don't know why I was feeling exactly like that. So still more healing to come, you guys. It never stops. I was also really focused on money at the time, and it wasn't even my money, because again, my jobs were on again, off again. Okay, in this one, I feel like I still have my job, or did I just leave it? I didn't keep the the Dunkin' Donuts job for too long. My root chakra was so unhealed that I had a dream in November. On November 21st, I had dreamed that the back of the house fell off. There was this storm, and there was a strong wind, and it literally just peeled the back wall of the house off, and it was so terrifying. And the house hasn't had that many fixes to it, right? But at this very moment, I can definitely say that I don't feel so insecure about the house, you know, it's gonna literally crumble on us one day. It's a really old house, and it does need a lot of repairs though. I overindulged with a lot of snacks and eating out, so we weren't saving money, even though I was having a lot of oh my God, our money. I had problems with financial dependency and financial stability. That's the word I was looking for. I had problems with financial stability, and yet we were eating out every day and snacking all the time. And I had no routine, okay? Like co-star said, I always have, that's always in trouble or in pressure, but I wasn't taking any vitamins. I wasn't waking up at a certain time to like get stuff done throughout the day. Was barely drinking the water that I needed to. I mean, that was the only thing that I drank too. And so for me not to be drinking that either, and not eating healthy and eating greasy foods all the time, like my what are those? My blood vessels were like, help, water. And then I also spent too much money on za and crystals. I have so many ants crawling on my back right now. Oh my god, they're just like, I just feel the little everywhere. That was another reason why I didn't really like being outside. Like, I wanted to be outside so bad, but it was just like people, stinky, smelly garbage, bugs. I was like, no, I did not want to be here. And like every time I would step out the house, I'd look over the like little ledge that was over there, and I'd just be looking straight at this mill, and I'm like, where's the beauty? Where's the magicalness in the world? Like, everything is just so, everything is green. And yes, green is a beautiful color. It's my second favorite color. But where are all the flowers, the fruits that are supposed to be on trees and stuff? Like, everything is really sterile and really just like bland. There's no color in the world. Like, you don't walk outside and literally think dopamine. Like, people would like to be outside more, I'm sure, if like we just accepted what the world had to offer instead of trying to change her all the time. So December was actually my worst month yet, and that was because like I have seasonal depression, and when like it's starting to get colder outside and this and that and the third, my mental just drops, okay? Because I absolutely do not like the cold. Everything was underactive except for my crown. It was open, but just by 0%. That's lame. I was literally breaking off another friendship, and with this one, so with the roommates, I had met them like a couple months prior to them moving in. Crazy, right? We were moving so fast, we barely knew the people, but we was just like, yeah, we knew we get like, yes, finally. But with this other person, with this other friendship, I've known them since middle school, okay? And I've been graduated from high school for 4, 5, so many years now. Oh my god, it's been years. Crazy. But yeah, I was just breaking off another friendship, and this was for the final time, because honestly this friend had did me dirty so many times. The last time we kind of talked, she was like, hey, if you want to come, you can, like, I'm having this thing. And I'm like, that's not how you invite people. Of course, like, if they want to come, what, are you gonna force me? Like, that's what was going through my head. I'm just like, why would she say it like that? That's so fucked up. And I was just like, don't worry, I won't come. Because I know that seems like nothing, but it was just a lot of microaggression like type stuff. I felt like I was constantly treated like I was replaceable, and it hurt me so bad, because I always wanted that type of friendship where like people are like, oh yeah, I knew my friend since like kindergarten. Like, I really wanted to have that deep bond that I've had for a long time, you know, like a fortified bond. And like I tried to have that with someone that was like, and when I asked them like, are we best friends, and they were just like, I stuck by her side during so much ish. That's crazy. I was just so fed up with it at that point. It was just all the sly stuff, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I was tired of being treated like I was replaceable. I think I was having a lot of false confidence at the time as well. Like, I was trying to be confident. I would look at myself and tell myself those what are they called? Where it's like, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am that. Like, I was saying that, and I was like, I'm trying to believe it, but it's hard. And I was like, I was trying to strut my stuff when I didn't exactly feel like I fit into my body completely, if that makes sense. Yeah, but on your spiritual journey, you definitely won't be like, it's kind of lonely. You start realizing that a lot of people just weren't meant for you to begin with. You tried so hard with so many people, and it hurts having to leave, but it'll hurt so much more keeping them around. Like, I am so happy now, like the weight is lifted on my shoulders, not feeling like I'm constantly having to try and show myself, like be something, like I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. Anyways, but I was drinking a lot. I was smoking a ton. My room was really filthy. I had dirty clothes everywhere. That was another reason why I felt kind of ugly, because like I wasn't washing my clothes and then I wouldn't have anything to wear. I had a lot of creative blocks at that time. I couldn't finish my mom's birthday gift, and I just played a lot of Animal Crossing around that time too, and that was the end of my first journal. So January is when I started my second one, and let's see what everything looks like for January. Everything was under active except for my throat, third eye, and crown. Those were all open. Honestly, like, January wasn't all that bad. My seasonal depression kind of like, it went down because this winter wasn't actually a cold winter. Like, it had a lot of wet days and not cold, if you know what I mean. Like, it was definitely chilly some. It was like a weird winter fall mix. But I was painting on and off again. I kept trying to start my mom's thing again, and then I fell off. I wasn't writing in my journal consistently at the time, so like if you can see here for January, it's only this little blurb. And this was December, like a mess. I was a mess. I was trying to spend time with friends and family, but I ended up just feeling drained every single time I hung out with anyone, honestly, other than my little brother. Co-star was saying my thinking and creativity and my social life were in trouble at the time, which makes a lot of sense because, like, I honestly did not want to hang out with anyone, but I was trying to force myself to, because, you know, when people are like, when you're depressed, you need to be around the people you love. And, like, I really do love my family. I'm sorry I don't text them or call them often. I mean, it's just like, I don't know, like, I was born into this family, so I feel like I have an obligation, and like it's like an obligatory love. But I want to find my soul tribe, you know, like people I really feel like I can be myself around, because, you know, you can't be yourself around family. Being an Oreo, you remember that, like, it was just, I still felt out of place in my family. But yeah, the seasonal depression didn't have a tight grip on me. So in February, it was only my solar plexus and my and my root chakra that were underactive. Everything else was open. I only have a little bit for February as well. February was honestly a really good month for me. That was the first Valentine's that kind of was like really successful in me and Bryn's relationship over the past 7 years. Oh my gosh, but it was absolutely fun, 100%. I went out on more walks. I had gotten a new job and I was going to start the day after Valentine's Day. That's when I was working at Dollar General. Was excited to be out of food service. Like, food service sucks. Customers feel like they can just treat people that work in the food industry any kind of way. Like, we get treated the worst. Someone don't like their drink, they're gonna throw it back at us. Are you kidding me? Wow, like, I said I was gonna fix it. Now you gotta go to hell. Valentine's Day was just like, that date just made for a great month. On to March. March is when I started getting overactive in some of my things. So it was my throat chakra at the time. If your throat chakra is overactive, you tend to talk too much and don't hear people out. And at first I was really confused, because I'm like, I definitely don't talk too much. I definitely don't. But I realized that I was letting too much people in on what I had going on, and people didn't wish me well. So that was one way I was talking too much. But I also was giving people the cold shoulder. My Aquarius moon was, what did you, no. I was in a lot of solitude, and I like kept people at a distance, because I was, you know, when you're on this spiritual journey, you start like realizing people are like, they suck. A lot of people aren't healed, and they're not trying to heal. Let's see, so March, it was pretty inconsistent with journaling again. I did start my business That is, it's, the page is on Instagram. I'll link it right here. And I made my first vision list. So it had some short-term goals and some long-term goals. And one of those was to quit eating red meat by the end of April. And actually, I stopped eating red meat before April even ended. Like, I told Brent, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna stop eating red meat. And so he was trying to wean me off of it, because before that, I swear to goodness, I was so addicted to beef jerky, you know, Jack Links, and those Slim Jims. I love the jalapeno ones with the pepper jack cheese. I love those. I would get those as a pack from the new job I was working at, Dollar General, and it was just one after the other. I was just popping them left and right. And then I had some really big changes. I was getting stuff done. I still don't want to talk about it yet, because like, I have yet to have certain things into fruition. So I'm waiting for like things to pop off before I really come out, you know. Other than that, March was actually pretty good. I was really happy. I was trying to be productive again and have a job and try to be a functioning member of society. Then there was April. April, I was underactive in my root chakra, underactive in my solar plexus, and then overactive in my throat. I wasn't making enough time for myself. So back to be like my job, I would work so hard at work. Like, yeah, I was the hardest worker. But then I would come home and do nothing, like absolutely nothing, and I wasn't getting anything done. I was trying to act on my wants and dreams, but it was a toggle, because I couldn't, you know, focus on one thing or the other. I had made an extension to my vision list, and part of that was to like quit watching TV. Like by January 2024, I wanted to only be watching like 1 hour of TV a day. Yeah, so in April, I added a couple things to my vision list, and one of them was because like I was watching too much TV or playing too much Animal Crossing and video games. I did make a poem, and I used to love writing poetry in high school. I stopped that, so I would like to get back into it. But after I lost all my poetry in high school, I was so devastated. I was so devastated. I was so hurt. I wanted to literally, like, my boyfriend and my best friend, my soul sister at the time, they were literally trying to convince me not to, because like I was just so over it. Like my writing was the only thing that I had. I felt like it was the only release. I had issues with a racist coworker at the time, and the situation was handled, but it was kind of on and off, and it was like really just all over the place. It was annoying. I was trying to learn what it meant to be practical, because I was tired of being inconsistently productive. And yeah, I stopped eating red meat. So that was for April, and I stopped eating red meat, and it wasn't because, like, you know, like what it's made out of, like, oh no, the animals. I tried. In high school, my science teacher showed us a video of how they made like chicken nuggets, and how they grinded like the whole chick together and everything. And I was like, oh my god, I will never eat another chicken nugget. That is fucking crazy. Oh my goodness. But literally after school the same day, I went to Wendy's and got a 10-piece chicken nugget. Yeah. So obviously that wasn't enough for me. But the reason I started actually like stop trying to eat meat, and I'm supposed to stop eating chicken, fish, turkey, all that after December, but it's like just so hard. Honestly, lately every time I eat chicken, I feel disgusted with myself. So I might be stopping eating chicken sooner than later too. So it'll just probably be turkey and fish, if even that, maybe just fish. I love salmon. I'm really gonna be so sad to get rid of salmon. I still think about Slim Jims to this day. Slim Jims are freaking amazing. Oh my gosh. Oh, also on that extended vision thing, I have I want to stop eating foods that have a lot of artificial dyes too. I'm not gonna get too into my diet though. The way food was manufactured wasn't enough for me, but it was the simple fact that I'm eating dead carcasses, and that is low vibrational, and I want to be very high vibrational. So I really actually want to be on that raw foods diet at some point in my life, but I don't know if that's going to be soon. Like, it's just so hard to give up meat, but I slowly am. Like, I don't even eat chicken or fish all like that anymore. Like, we eat a lot of vegan sausage and like chicken nuggets now. Oh my gosh, we're done with the 1 page. Yay! That means we only have this front page to go. This video is so long. Oh my god. I've already been recording for an hour. Okay, so what was I saying? Now we're on to May, and okay, so for May it's trying to keep up with my nutritional health. I was really into drinking my infused waters at the time. I did fall off of that again. I do plan on getting back into it, but oh, my favorite infused water is cucumber lime. That's all I'm gonna say, okay? But I was drinking a lot of infused water at the time. I was very emotional this month. Still had a lot of trouble with stability and being grounded and feeling welcomed everywhere I went, because like I was timid, shy, like, and to a certain extent. Once I got the feel for an event in an area after like observing it, I really like found people that I like that I might have a little like something to not compare, you know, like chill with. You know, when you find people that you connect with, some connection. Oh my god, I got a little frustrated right there. Heavy on the drug use. I definitely was smoking so much in May, but I definitely was also trying to exercise. I still wasn't eating enough, but I was trying to take my supplements more, and I was drinking my waters, and yeah, I was trying to work out, which something told me to like stop working out so much, because since I wasn't eating enough as it was, and I'm already like, I am losing so much weight. It's crazy. It's scary. I do want to eat more, but I still struggle to. At least I don't like, when I was working at Dunkin' Donuts around August and whatnot, I could not eat breakfast. If I woke up and tried to eat, I would get really nauseous, and that doesn't happen anymore, which is in May was when I was like, yeah, I'm really fed up with watching TV. It's like too much of a distraction. So I got it out of my room, and then I turned the TV stand into like my so again, my thing is Baby Brown Botany, my business, and I make smokable herb joints. Oh my gosh! Okay, so in June, my mom and I sometimes I would ask people to do their chakra tests with me, and I didn't want to talk too much about other people's because I didn't ask to like really put them in there, but my mom and I had the same exact stats. Not exactly, okay? Like, ooh, everything was open except for my root, which was underactive, and my throat, which was overactive, and my mom's was the exact same way. Like the percentages might have been like a couple numbers off, but it was exactly the same, and that was so crazy. Oh, that's actually when I took the TV out. May was when I was realizing that it was becoming too much of a distraction, and that's also when I started looking for a better job, because I was just so tired of like, I'm sure a lot of people hear about Dollar General and how like they're just not all that great of a company, especially to work with. Yeah, that's when I started looking for a new job, and I found a new job, and I made the switch. I was becoming way more productive at the time, and I was getting out the house more, because it took me almost 2 hours to get to this newer job. So honestly, I was working what the shift was 8 hours, right? Because I applied for full time. 2 hours to get there, 2 hours to get back. I was basically working 12-hour days, because yeah, I'm counting that transportation as work. I can't put that time toward other things. And when I was on the bus and waiting for the bus stop, excuse me, by the way, I was like listening to music. I was meditating sometimes. I was like watching how like the world was. And I was trying to read my chakra book at the time. I do want to read books, you guys, but it's just so hard to get into it. I don't know if it's the ADD. It can't be, because my brother, he has ADHD. His is the inattentive type. And his ADHD is worse than mine. I know that for sure. And he loves books. So, I don't know. It's just not for everyone, I guess. I was finally doing things on my own. Like, usually, I just didn't like being alone, you guys. And it was hard to, like, do things when I didn't have someone that wanted to do them with me. I was just like, I just want love. I had to give myself love, and I wasn't giving myself love, you guys. You have to find love within yourself. I made this video, I said, when there's no one to hug you, hug yourself. And yes, it hurts, and it'll make you want to cry more, because it's like, dang. But it feels great in the end. Like, just know that if no one else is there for you, you are there for you. I don't know what else to say. Done preaching. My business was doing well at the time as well. You know, like, businesses fluctuate, but that was a good month. Yeah, so y'all know how I got that new job in May. I quit it in July. I was so unhappy because, like, the reason I got that job, and it was the first time that I ever had, like, I was ever a supervisor, like, in a leading position. And I got it because, like, I felt like the universe was telling me, oh, you're ready to take charge. You're ready to, you know? And I was just like, oh, okay, I'm ready to have more responsibility. And I was whole like, yeah, I'm going to get a new job where I'm responsible of other people too, and this and that and the third. No. It was, it was telling me to take more charge within myself. And that's when, so, like, after I quit the recent job, I have been doing really good with, like, paying attention to myself, giving my business the time it needs, you know, just like everything to help cultivate me. Actually, I was also manifesting and meditating a lot during, oh wait, was I supposed to be talking about June or July? Because July is when I was saying I quit my job and everything, and I was manifesting a lot and meditating. So anyway, when it comes to June 2023, the last thing I have to say about it, I was trying to protect my energy a lot more, stop spending time with people that weren't meant for me. As you can see, I already had gotten rid of 2 different, like, friend groups at the time. Yeah, and I was breaking out of being a people pleaser. So in July, the second to last month, my chakras were still the same as in June. So I had an underactive root chakra, which is actually at 0%, just like June. Like, my chakra was at its best then, which is crazy because, you know, 0%. But, like, the first month, August 2022, my chakra was at negative 56%, which is really terrible. And then September, it was negative 81. And then the worst it got was in December, which was negative 94%. But that's basically closed. My root chakra was basically closed then. I'm surprised it wasn't just closed. My root chakra was doing its best in June and July, which was when it was at 0%. And everything else was open except for my my throat chakra, which was overactive. I started seeing a crap ton of angel numbers in July. I kept seeing them. It was like left and right, here and there. Everywhere I looked, I was seeing angel numbers and getting a lot of visions, and, like, I was meditating a lot and manifesting a lot. But that's when I started struggling with being too in my head, and that's when my third eye was like, you'll start seeing in August when my third eye ended up being overactive. But I started doing things for myself. I need to get a new mani-pedi. I will be getting one tomorrow. But I was actually doing things for myself, and I feel beautiful. I was still struggling with balancing home and work before I quit that job, but after I quit it, I was definitely a lot more active within the home, and Bryn has been so appreciative of it. Then let's just get right into August, the last month, because this video is already going to be way too freaking long. I wonder if you guys will even watch the whole thing, but you know, I'm just happy. I'm putting this on here as a milestone for me. You don't know how proud I am of myself, because August is when my root chakra is open. My root chakra opened in August. August 16th was when I got back that my root chakra was 31%. Yeah. Sadly, I have 3 different things that are overactive. Oh man, I just got all this stuff on my back. I got so excited. My sacral, my throat, and my third eye are overactive, and like I said, I was manifesting a lot in July and whatnot, but I was like really in my head, thinking a lot about the future instead of being in the present, and that's how that ended up showing. I still am manifesting and meditating a lot, but I'm not like on my phone as much as I was before, because like another reason it was saying that I was really in my head is because I was just like constantly watching tarot readings on TikTok. Sorry, brain fart. I was constantly watching tarot readings on TikTok. I was constantly on my phone thinking about the future and like what it had to offer, and then I got too into my head and I started being really delulu. I started getting a little delusional. The third eye overactive. What blocks that is illusion, which is so it wasn't blocked though, it was just really overactive. Excessive fantasizing, which is definitely I was just always thinking about what my future had to offer and how I wanted to get to that, but I wasn't necessarily doing too much to get to it. Like I was trying, but it wasn't coming into fruition. I definitely feel like I'm my authentic self after all of this time. And if you guys can kind of tell, like the energy did y'all see that that was an ant crawling on my screen? That was cute, that was funny. But I definitely feel like I am my authentic self now, and I feel like you guys can tell by my personality. Like if you've watched my older videos, I mean, I would love for you guys to tell me, like, do you see the difference? Do you see what it can do? I hope. I wanted to like record this and everything, not just for myself, but to show like what healing can really do for you. That beauty that you saw inside yourself but you couldn't unlock, you unlock it, and it's like it takes over all of you, and you finally feel this I don't know, it's amazing. I'm a lot more creative now, and in fact I started my own tarot deck, and I tried to years before, but it didn't end up working out. Again, I would start a lot of projects, but if I'm no longer a perfectionist, that's also something that I wanted to talk about. I'm no longer a perfectionist, and I used to start a lot of videos or a lot of ideas, and if I couldn't cultivate it the way I wanted to, like exactly the way I wanted to, then it was trashed. And I'm learning how to be okay with mistakes now. What are the last things I want to say? I definitely feel more secure, and knowing that not everything is in my control is okay with me now. You know, you can't control the way other people feel, or how just the way, you know, people take what you dish out. Even if it isn't negative, people will like, not everyone will always take your kindness as kindness. They'll like, oh, she's smug, oh, like, oh, she's confident, so she's like, I don't know, I don't like that. Those people you want to stay away from anyway, promise, trust me. I'm more knowing of when a group isn't meant for me, or like when certain people aren't meant for me. I know how to distance myself now instead of being stuck in there like, oh, I don't want to be mean by hurting this person's feeling and telling them that I don't like want to be friends anymore. No, I'm gonna be like, hey, straight up, I don't like that this and this. It really shows me this and this about your personality, and not that like, I just don't feel like our worlds are supposed to clash or collide or combine, you know, because like, yeah, your life, your universe will clash with so many other people's. Everyone is a mirror, and they will show you parts about yourself if you open up to it. Yeah, I'm journaling consistently now. I am a lot more expressive. Can you tell? I'm a lot more expressive. I'm not shutting down anymore. I used to dissociate a lot when I was depressed. I speak my truth. I know how to speak my truth now, and I guess I do still have like a bit of a problem, you know. It's still a little, but I'm working on it. Again, your spiritual journey never ends, not even when you're dead. Oh, and I know how to balance my masculine and feminine now, you know, like I'm really secure with my masculine and feminine energies. Everyone has a masculine and feminine energy. Like there might be some overactive spots, like, yeah, I need to calm down with some things, right? But everything is open. Nothing is underactive, and that I'm so grateful. Remember, you guys, to be grateful. If you aren't grateful, life isn't going to be as willing to give you fruit. And celebrate yourself when like you have many accomplishments, because like sometimes it's hard for those big accomplishments. I forgot to take my supplements today. I'll take them when I get back to the house, but when I do remember to take them, I'm like, woo woo, go me, because like I'm proud of myself. I'm really trying to act on self-care. Doing this is a form of self-care. Taking a shower, taking care of yourself is a form of self-care. How you treat yourself, how you let other people treat you is a form of self-care. Now, I really don't have anything else to say. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. This recording, I split this into different videos. The first one was like 30 minutes long, and this one is 52. This one's at 52 minutes. I have so much to edit, and I gotta post this tomorrow, because I said I was gonna post it on the 22nd of August. I promise you, I wasn't procrastinating. I'm way better at that now. It's just that I've had a lot going on. So thank you for watching my video. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, night, evening, whatever it is for you. I hope I inspired you to start your spiritual journey if you haven't, or continue along it if you were feeling about it, because like I was really ready to give up on September and especially December, but you have to know when to push through. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. I don't know, just see you in another video.